What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Lean Vegan. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Willie Lee Henderson III, and today I'm going to be making a very special, one-of-a-kind video. The first time I've ever made a video like this, because I'm trying something new to me, not new to the planet, probably not new to some of you, and that is sea moss. So I've been a vegetarian now for about 2.5 years, and I have came across so many plants that I literally knew nothing about. And you can be 10 years in, 20 years in, still learning about new herbs and new plants. So always be looking to try new plants that are rich in the nutrients that our body needs. So I'm shocked that it was so long before I found out about sea moss, because sea moss is one of the most nutrient dense plants that you can eat. This has 90% of all the minerals that consist in the human body. 90%. And I'm going to try to look up a good list to put on here, to screenshot and put on here so you can read them off yourself. But let's just say, I believe it's 92 or 97 minerals that's in sea moss. So that's 90 something minerals that you do not have to worry about being deficient in by just eating sea moss every day or every other day. So this is my first time making sea moss, and it's going to be my first time eating it. And this is very well known in Jamaica for fertility. This helps men and women conceive babies. It helps men with the libido. This is known in Jamaica as an aphrodisiac. A lot of people in the United States do not know anything about sea moss. I just spoke to a vegan earlier. She's been a vegan for 5+ years, and she didn't even know what sea moss was either. So it's called sea moss because it comes from the sea. It's a moss that grows in the sea. Okay, so I got this one from Vital Vegan, and I mean, I don't know a lot about their company, but I've seen several other YouTubers using this brand of sea moss, so I'm going to go ahead and trust it. Actually, one of the guys that I watched, that I just recently watched, I forget his name, but I'm going to look it up and then put it on the screen so y'all know, because I want to give a shout out to him for his video, you know, and showing me where he gets his from, because I actually tried buying some before, but every time I tried buying it, the websites, they were all out because so many people would buy this. But this sea moss, a lot of sea moss comes from the Caribbean Sea, but this sea moss comes from the Jamaican Sea. So that's where this was harvested. And then also, I've heard a lot of other people on YouTube talk about how people are actually growing this in like tanks and pools and stuff. So beware, make sure you're getting your sea moss from a good company that's actually getting it from the sea. Because any man that's growing this in a tank, not getting it from the sea, it's not going to have the minerals. It's not going to have the minerals. You know, it has to be grown, it has to be plucked from the sea. So make sure you're getting it from the right place. Now, the sea moss is like, I'll read off what it says just here on the label. The benefits it has is it's anti-inflammatory, it supports joint and skin health, dissolves phlegm, which a lot of you people need that. It says dissolves phlegm in the mucous membrane. This is crucial. This is so important because a lot of people have a lot of mucus buildup in phlegm, especially you smokers. Aids in preparing teeth, bones, and much more. I can't say enough about this plant. I know that I haven't tried it yet, but the facts are the facts. This has 90% of the minerals that you need. So I'm very excited to incorporate this into my daily diet. That is my plan, to eat this every single day, because I know how many nutrients it has. Why would you not eat this? I mean, it has so many minerals, like, duh. So it comes dried, and what you have to do is soak it in water for, they say 5 hours, I'm probably gonna soak mine much longer to make sure it really soaks up as much water as possible. It smells like the sea. It smells like salt water. Oh, it's legit. But it's dry. Let me get my bowl ready. I should have had that ready already. I'm gonna get the bowl that I'm gonna put it in. Okay, I got my pot and some bottled water. Now, I would recommend you soaking this with bottled water, with clean water. Don't use tap water, please, for the love of God. I'm not really sure how much. Like I said, this is my first time, so I don't know how much to soak, how much it's gonna make. So just to be safe, I'm gonna start off with about half of what came in, because this is 56 grams, and I bought this. Like I said, I bought this on vitalvegan.com, and it was $17. So I'm not sure how much this is gonna make, but I don't know. $17 is pretty cheap, I think. So, well, you know what? Actually, it looked like it was much more in the bag. I am going to soak all of it. This is 56 grams. It smells like the sea, like seawater. Can you see it well? Mm-hmm. It's dry and crunchy, almost like ramen noodles, but not as hard. It's got some give to it. And I'm going to fill this all the way to the top with water to make sure it's got plenty of water there to soak up as much as it can. Okay, so I got all my sea moss in there. Put it to the top with water. And so, guys, I really feel like this is a monumental day for me, because I know that from what I've heard of this plant, I know that I'm going to love it and incorporate this into my diet every day, or at least every other day, probably every day. So today is December the 21st. So this is the beginning of my sea moss journey, and I'm very excited to blend this up tomorrow and make a shake out of it. And I'm not sure if you're gonna notice the benefits within a week or a few days, but I'm curious to document this and see how it goes. So I got it soaking. In the water, and now we wait. So I will see you guys in the morning. Okay, so it's morning time now. The sea moss has been soaking for well over 5 hours. And as you can see, it is really blown up. Wow. And if it feels like a stringy spaghetti. So now I'm going to strain the water, rinse the sea moss a little bit, and then I'm going to blend it up and turn it into sea moss gel. And then I'll be making a smoothie. Wow. That is a lot of sea moss. As you can see, it's pretty much it's like tripled or quadrupled in size since last night. I'm just gonna give it a good rinse. lot of people rinse it before they soak it in the water. I didn't do that. Maybe I'll try that next time and see if I can tell a difference. But I'm not sure if it really matters as long as you're rinsing it. So I would recommend when you're doing this to give your sink a good wash before you start rinsing the sea moss in your sink. Like literally get some of your dish soap and your sponge and wash your sink out before you start to rinse your sea moss, because I've seen videos of people that didn't really use a strainer. They just like plopped it down the sink and rinsed it off, and I was like kind of wondering, like, did they even wash their sink out first? Because I mean, all of our dirty dishes go in our sink, so okay. Try to squeeze all of that water out of there, because a lot of that is the faucet water, which I do not want to go inside my body. Okay, this likes to stick to your hands. Okay, so I've watched quite a few videos and people use different amounts of water, and I can tell people like a different consistency. Some people like theirs to be a lot more thick, to where when like they pour it, they kind of got to use a spoon to get all of it out, and then other people is just like when they pour it, it just flows right out. So I'm gonna see what type of consistency I like. Wow, look at this. So keep in mind when making the gel, you can always add more water if it's too thick, but you can never take water back out if you put too much water in there. So start off slow. I'm gonna put about half of it in there right now. This stuff really likes to stick to your hands. Yeah, I think next time I'm going to rinse the sea moss before I soak it, because I couldn't really use the water that I let it soak in. But since I didn't rinse it first, I just went ahead and dumped it down the drain, because I know a lot of people have said that there may be some things on your sea moss that you want to get rinsed off there. So, how much water? I'm going to put I'll start with half a cup of water. Actually, that's not going to be enough. I put that was about a cup or a cup and a half of water. It's kind of hard to judge with my blender, because the way my blades are, it's hard to push you gotta like push everything down in there. As to some people, their blade is on the bottom, so everything just sits on top of it, but my blades go up through the middle. Because I've seen some videos where people say that you want to fill the water up to about the same level as the sea moss. But like I said, once you put too much, there's no going back. So we'll start off small. And see, I put a lot of water in there. So for the amount of sea moss that I put in there, that was way too much water. Because as you can see, it's very runny. So I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of the sea moss in there. Trying to make sure I don't leave any behind. Okay, there you have it. This looks perfect. It kind of looks like a runny applesauce. Not too runny, of course, but so it's made quite a bit. What we're going to do is store some in a glass jar in the refrigerator, and it has a shelf life of 2 weeks. So let me figure out what jar I want to use. I have many different jars. I'm trying to size. I guess for the sake of the video, I'll measure this and start to figure out the right amounts to use when I'm making just one or making more than one smoothie for 2 people. Okay, so I'm going to start off with 1 cup of sea moss. Going in the fridge. So that whole bag of 56 grams made, I would say, It made about 3 cups of sea moss. That goes in the fridge. So this bag, it was 56 grams, and it made 3 cups of sea moss gel. But I guess it could have made more. It would have made more or less depending on how much water you put in it. Okay, so we're gonna start with let's do a half a cup of, this is vanilla oat milk, and you can do any type of plant-based milk that you want, almond milk, cashew milk, coconut milk, you know, whatever kind of milk you want. This is, I just so happen to have some vanilla oat milk. I'm going to do 1 banana. A handful of hemp seeds. So this is going to be a high protein smoothie. And these hemp seeds is what's going to make it a high protein as well. So this is just, it's going to be like, I don't know, maybe about 3 or 4 teaspoons or tablespoons of hemp seeds. About 4 tablespoons of hemp seeds. And if you want more protein, put more in there. And then to add some more protein, I'm going to put in some peanut butter. Now, I recommend you getting some organic, all natural peanut butter, not that Jif crap that's got all types of sugar in it and high fructose corn syrup and all that other stuff. Now, what I'm using right now, I actually just came across this maybe a couple months ago. This has peanuts, cashews, almonds, Brazil nuts, flax seeds, sunflower seeds, hazelnuts, and Celtic sea salt. So this has 7 different nuts and seeds, so it is packed with protein. This is also going to enhance the flavor, make it taste better. So I'm going to put 2 big teaspoons full of peanut butter. Baby, get in there. Okay, it's that. So I just so happen to have some coconut guts up in my refrigerator because last night I cut open a Thai coconut, and which I'm gonna make another video on that. It may be in the description depending on when you're watching this. I'm gonna show how to cut open a Thai coconut and how to get the guts out of it. But these are the guts of a Thai coconut. Oh, they smell so good. This is absolutely delicious, and this is packed with nutrition. So I'm going to put some of that up in there. I love putting this in my smoothies. Okay. And also to help sweeten it, I'm going to use 2 medjool dates, which I didn't rinse yet. 2 pitted medjool dates, that is. I'm not going to throw the whole dates in there. You got to get the seed out of it first. And I think anytime I use these in my videos, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to show myself taking the seed out, because for someone that has never used these before, they might make the mistake of just throwing the whole medjool date in there like I did a few times before I learned that there is a huge, hard as a rock seed inside of it. So there's 2 dates. And then last but not least, I'm gonna put just 1 teaspoon of raw organic cacao powder, just to give it a little more flavor. If you love chocolate, you definitely want to get you some cacao to use in smoothies and things like that. Okay, let's blend it up and then give it a taste. Okay, even though I haven't tasted yet, I'm going to go ahead and put 1 more half of a frozen banana in there because I just love sweet things. So if you don't like things really sweet, I wouldn't recommend putting dates and bananas in there. I would use like dates or bananas. But me, I love sweet stuff, so okay, let's give it a quick taste. See if I need to add anything. More dates. Not sweet enough. I can definitely taste the sea moss. It tastes like the sea. Salty. I'm going to do 2 more dates and I think another half a banana. Okay. There's 2 more dates. And half of a frozen banana. Okay, that should be good to go. It smells very good. Okay, there's the finishing touch. Feast your eyes on that. Let's see it.
Looks good.
Well, let's see how much this made. There's 1. Always get every last drop. Never leave nutrients behind. Never. So that made about, I mean, some people would call this one, because I see people with big jars, like this would have filled up this jar. But if I drink that much, my stomach is gonna be out to here. So this right here is enough for me. So this made approximately 2 smoothies. So this is gonna be for me, and this is gonna be for my lady. And so good. Really thick too. So I'm gonna put these in the freezer so they cool off a little bit more, because all that blending, you know, all the friction and all the movement, it gets everything heated up. They're not warm or anything. They are cold, but they're not nice and ice cold how I like them. So I'm gonna put these in the freezer, and there you have it. This is beginning of a new journey for me. I'm going to definitely start drinking this a lot, because I want to see the difference in, you know, how I feel day to day with this and without it. Well, I already know, obviously I know how I feel without it. But I want to see how I feel. I want to see if I can actually feel a difference, because even though a lot of foods are good for us, it's hard to really feel a difference even eating it every day. But a lot of things that you eat, there's a noticeable difference just by one particular thing. But usually it's like you have to do a lot of things, like drink a lot of water and eat a lot of fruits and vegetables to start to feel really good every day. But the way people talk about this, I mean, they make it seem like, for one, it's one of the best aphrodisiacs there are. So I'm curious to see the benefits of this for myself. Thank you guys for watching. So you see how I played with the recipe, because just because someone gives you a recipe doesn't mean you're gonna like it. They could love it and you'd be like, it's all right, but it needs more of this or more of that. Everyone's different, so don't try to just follow my recipe to a T. Taste it, see what you like. Add a little bit more of this. Maybe don't add some of this. Like I said, if you don't like stuff really sweet, you might not want to use dates and bananas. You might want to use just dates or just bananas. So, you know, play with the recipe and definitely try this for yourself. Okay? Don't just take my word or anybody else's. This is a wonderful plant that is known worldwide. So give it a try if you haven't already, and let me know what you guys think about it. Thanks for watching, and peace.